All right, everybody, welcome back for another Misconceptions in Cinematography. And today, I want to talk about maintaining the level. Or if you think about any other job outside of cinematography, you normally, if you're an employee, you will have a boss, and the boss will tell you how good you're doing at whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe they have experience, hopefully, doing whatever it is that you're doing. So then they'll be able to know, are you doing the best that could possibly be done, or are you slacking off somewhere, or results less than what is desirable? And then these are the things you can do to mitigate that. And if you don't take those necessary steps, you're going to get fired. Cinematography, it sounds like that might be the case because you have directors in the commercial world. You have producers, you have clients, you've got agencies, you've got lots of people that have a say, but nobody can really do anything except for you. I mean, they can tell you, and you can sort of be the filter to get those results that are needed. If you show up on set and they don't like the images, or they don't like the density of the negative, they don't like a whole bunch of stuff, they can inform you of that, and then you can try and fix it. And if you don't fix it to their standards, maybe you can get fired. I mean, I've never heard of a cinematographer being fired from a commercial, like on the day, because of poor results. Generally, it's not that big of a deal. You just change it. Like, you put forth what you want, but then you change it to whatever they actually want because they're the ones paying for it. But what nobody ever tells you is that it is your job to maintain the level of quality that you desire. That's your whole role. You're fighting. You are the one who is fighting for the image to remain at its highest possibility, at the utmost that you can get out of every location. No one says, okay, we're ready to go, if the cinematographer is not ready to go, right? You are the person who says, yes, given the budget, given the time restrictions that we have, this is the best that we can do. I can do no more here. Because you think, when you start out, you think, oh, the director is going to say, well, this is good enough, or the producer is going to be happy and I'm going to get positive feedback. But that's not really how it goes, right? They sort of leave you, depending on the director. Some directors will say, I mean, I've been on jobs where a director will say, after you've lit something, they'll be like, I don't like this at all. Like, this is not what we're going for. Maybe sometimes it's not the whole vibe. Maybe they'll say like, oh, can we add like a little, we need more fill, or we need more ambient, or it's a little bit dark or a little bit down, or maybe it's too bright. Yeah, all of those things you take on board and you fix them, especially if the director's telling you that. But generally, they leave you be, and you decide if something is good enough. So you have to fight to maintain the level. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that, right? Because you're going to have lots of problems as to why maybe the level isn't as high as you are looking for when you necessarily need to go. So that could be because you didn't have a chance to do the scout, the location scout, or the tech scout, or maybe you ran short, or maybe you asked for people and you didn't get them. So then you have to remind the production that I asked for people. This is why I asked for people. Now we don't have them, and this is why we're going slower. Or you have to convince the director, this is why we're going slower. This is why we can't do X, Y, or Z. But it's your job to say, we aren't ready to go now. And that's an uncomfortable conversation to have. But you want to maintain that level. If you don't want to maintain the level, guess what? Nobody remembers the prep that you did. Nobody remembers, I don't know, everything that went into getting the crew and getting all of the equipment. Anything before you actually get there on the shoot day and the results, nobody remembers, right? Like, you have to fight to say, in the treatment, talking with the director, they liked, I don't know, the fourth image on page 76. We are recreating that fourth image here, and we aren't there yet. We can make it slightly better, but it's going to take me time. And what people need then, around you, the team around you, what they need in order to then on-sell this to whoever needs to hear it, is they need specifics. The gaffer needs specifics, the grip needs specifics, the first AD, the director, the producer, they all need specifics. How much time is it going to take? It's going to take 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes I can stomach. If you say 15 and you take 20, things get a little pear-shaped. If you say 15 and you take half an hour, guess what? Like, they're not going to believe you again. So your reputational standing goes lower and lower and lower. They can't trust you anymore. You all of a sudden become the boy that cried wolf, and then you're not responsible for the level anymore, right? That has been removed from your job, which is not a good thing, because that's probably means the next time they look for a cinematographer, you're going to be removed from that conversation because you are not reliable. You're not trustworthy. But the point being, no one is going to say, or very few people are going to say, it doesn't look good enough yet, or now it looks fine, we're taking too much time. Like, you are the person who should be setting your own standards. And I've been on jobs where I'm like, this isn't we could do better than this. Like, this isn't there yet. And if you don't say anything, if you don't, you've got to learn when you can say things, when you can bring things up, when you can start to push the boundaries a little bit, and when simply, no, we're not ready yet is a sufficient answer. And that, that comes from the mood, comes from the vibe, comes from the time that you're either behind or you're ahead. There's lots of little factors in there, but no one cares about the image. Maybe apart from the director, no one cares about the final results more than you. If someone does care more than you, we got problems. So you should be the one who is fighting for every little increment that is an improvement over whatever was there before when you're lighting, framing, blocking, whatever it is that you're doing to make the project better. You should be the one who's the most enthusiastic, the most knowledgeable, and also the one that has the vision in their head that is able to communicate with all those around you, because no one will fight for the image if you don't. That's your job. So fight for the images. If you're not happy with what you're getting, it's your fault. Sorry. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. Many thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.